Windsor in the 1978 Canadian Little League Baseball Championship. Welcome to the 1978 Canadian Little League Baseball Championships. Whalley, BC against Windsor North. Both teams have 4-1 records. This is Dave Quinn with Sarah Coyle. And Sarah, you spent a lot of time with some of these boys all week. It's been an interesting week, I'm sure.
Yes, it has been, Dave. The boys have really enjoyed themselves as well as playing the games. On Friday, for instance, they went to Boblo Island. It was the end of the round-robin tournament. However, and they really did have a chance to unwind and relax and get to know each other. I guess they'd been opponents all week. But one of the things that I noticed was that BC didn't come, and I understand that they had a 6-hour practice the day before the game, so I wonder whether it's going to be some kind of a psych job on Windsor.
Well, we'll soon find out. These two teams have 4-1 records. They have played each other once before, and British Columbia won the ball game 5-1, so it's a rematch. Both teams come in 4-1. Should be a good ball game. And Sarah, you've spent a lot of time, as we said, with these boys, and right now we're going to have a look at just what Sarah's been doing with them.
Are billeted in various Windsor homes throughout the week. Carl and Irene Schipple are housing 2 players from the Toronto Parkdale team. And Carl, I think that you must feel right involved with the tournament yourself because of the 2 players that are staying.
Yeah, I certainly am. They're just like my own kids.
What happened when they arrived?
Well, they went right in the pool, and then after they were through with the swim, they were out in the street with the kids like they'd lived here all their lives.
Are the kids homesick?
No, I don't think so. No.
They're having too good a time.
No, one boy's called home a couple times. The other said his father might come down here on Saturday if they're in the playoffs. So, and his father was down on Monday, I think it was.
They've had a few outings and a few parties. How have they reacted to that?
Well, ours are going to the ball game tonight, my 2 boys with them.
The Tigers game.
The Tiger game. And I think they'll be going to Boblo on Friday, the 2 boys that are with us. So they haven't been out. I took them down to the river to see the waterfront and Detroit skyline and things. And other than that, they haven't been out too much. They've been busy with baseball.
Ball player has dreams of seeing a major league game live. This week, the Little Leaguers' dreams came true as they all spent a memorable night at Tiger Stadium in Detroit. Many of us take familiar names such as Ron LaFleur, Steve Kemp, Rusty Staub, and Jason Thompson for granted. But if you came from the Maritime Provinces or the Prairies or British Columbia, it's possible you'd go through your entire childhood and never see a Major League ball game. Most of the youngsters we accompanied to Tiger Stadium to see the Detroit Tigers and Cleveland Indians play had never seen a Major League game before. What's your name?
Jeff Quinn.
Jeff, what team do you play for?
The Maritime, St. John, New Brunswick.
What position do you play?
Well, shorts. I play third base, pitcher, center fielder. That's about it.
You're a real utility fielder then, eh?
Yeah.
You like playing defense? Do you consider yourself better defensively, or are you a real slugger?
Well, defensively.
What's your batting average?
Oh, I don't know. I don't really keep track.
How are you doing in this tournament?
Not that good. You mean our record?
Mm-hmm.
3-1. Well, 1-3. We won 1, lost 3.
Pretty tough competition you're up against, huh?
Yeah.
How'd you like to face one of these major league clubs?
I don't think so. Not this age. Maybe when I get older.
Have you ever been to a major league game before?
Never.
Never. So this is a pretty big thrill for you, isn't it?
Yes.
Who's your favorite team?
Boston Red Sox.
Well, you're picking a good team to like.
Yeah.
You think they're going to win the World Series?
Hope so.
Who do you think they're going to play in the World Series? Phillies?
New York Yankees. No, not the New York Yankees. How about the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Los Angeles Dodgers. Well, that's a pretty good selection. What do you think of the Detroit Tigers?
Oh, they're okay. They're a good ball club. They're one of my favorites.
Who's your favorite player in the Detroit team?
Ronald Ford.
Well, we've got a couple of Calgarians here. What are your names? What's your name?
Andy Keats.
And what's your name?
Mike Oleski.
What positions do you guys play on the team, Mike?
Left field. Center field.
Center field.
Yeah.
I understand you were the hero from last night's game.
Well, yeah, you can say that.
What'd you do?
I caught a ball.
You ever been to a major league game before like this?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Who did you see play?
I went to Cincinnati Reds and the Alouettes. Alouettes. Expos.
What did you think of that game?
It was okay.
Have you ever been to a major league game before, Mike?
No.
This is pretty exciting for you then, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think of the Detroit Tigers?
Yeah, they're gonna lose.
Not tonight.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about the Boston Red Sox? You think they're going to win the World Series?
No.
Who do you think's going to win the World Series?
Cincinnati.
That's great. Do you agree with them?
Yeah.
Why?
No, because Cincinnati's my favorite team.
What do you think of Pete Rose?
He's okay.
You didn't think his streak was something?
Well, it was okay, but he didn't beat the Maggio's record.
Well, who are you?
Bruce Graham.
Bruce, what team do you play for?
The Blue Jays. St. John Blue Jays.
From the Maritimes. Have you ever been to a major league game before?
No.
So this must be a real thrill for you.
Yeah.
What impression do you have of it so far?
I don't know.
Who's your favorite team?
Red Sox.
Oh, they're a pretty good team, aren't they?
Yeah.
Think they'll win the World Series?
Hope so.
Who's your favorite player?
Carlton Fisk.
Carlton Fisk. I thought Jim Rice would be your favorite player.
No.
What position do you play?
Pitcher and third base.
Are you much of a slugger?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your batting average?
About 500 maybe.
Well, right now we've got a Calgary player sitting right beside me. And what's your name?
Darren Saunders.
What position do you play?
First base.
And the team you play for?
Calgary Centennials from the Prairies.
You call yourself a really good defensive player, or are you more of a slugger?
Well, not really each. Just in between.
What's your batting average?
529.
Have you ever been to a major league game before?
No. Only to the Cardinals, Calgary Cardinals, the farm team in St. Louis Cardinals.
Is it anything like this?
No, it isn't.
What do you think of Tiger Stadium?
A lot bigger than Calgary, I'll say that much. But
Who's your favorite major league club?
Cincinnati.
Have you got an American League favorite?
No, not really.
I see you're a Boston Bruins fan, judging by the sweater that you're wearing. Maybe you're a Red Sox fan, too.
Well, I haven't really seen the Red Sox play, but I still hear a lot about them.
What do you think of the Detroit Tigers?
They're a good club from watching them on TV and at home.
What's your favorite player on the Detroit team?
Well, I've heard a lot about Hiller, so I'd say Hiller.
Yeah? He's a pretty good pitcher, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. What about Jason Thompson? He's a first baseman.
No, I've never heard about him.
Some of the kids surprised us because they didn't know an awful lot about the major leagues, probably because they're so far removed from it geographically. But they really did enjoy themselves here at Tiger Stadium watching the Detroit-Cleveland game. They have even a bigger day scheduled for them on Friday when they go to Boblo Island.
Sarah, and just find us, and we'll find some spots. And you'll see it on do the interview, and then you can Are you worried about it?
Unfortunately, all the players couldn't come with us to Boblo Island today. The manager of the Whalley, British Columbia team made his team members stay home and practice for Saturday's final. But the rest of the players are all here, and with me, right beside me, is
Randy Bondi.
Randy. You play for Windsor?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Are you enjoying yourself today?
Yeah.
You're not going to be worried about that you should be practicing or anything for the big game tomorrow?
No, we're just going to relax at Boblo and have a lot of fun.
So you maybe think that's good therapy and good strategy to win tomorrow?
Yeah, it'll keep our mind off the game tomorrow.
What do you think about the Whalley BC team not being able to come?
Well, they're getting a lot of sleep, and I don't know, just they want to get all the rest they want for us. You know, they want to win. So do we. That's why we're here.
Hi there. Who are you?
Mark Dixon.
Where are you from, Mark?
Maritimes.
So you didn't make it to the final?
No.
No. But are you having a good time?
Yes.
You ever been on a ferry boat before?
No.
No. So this must be really something then.
Yes.
Have you met lots of kids here?
Yes.
Made a lot of nice new friends?
Yes.
That's good. What do you think of the Detroit River?
It's pretty big. I've never seen a river this big before.
Seen any big boats?
Yes. Lots of them.
What do you think of this ferry?
It's pretty big. Ride's rough.
Ride's rough. Or
Yeah.
don't tell me you're feeling seasick.
No, just a little dizzy. Hi.
What's your name?
Scott Smith.
Scott, what team do you play for?
Calgary.
Calgary. What position do you play?
Left field.
Left field? Are you much of a hitter?
Kinda.
The real slugger on the team, are you?
No.
You look like you can get some power behind those hits.
Yeah.
How do you like the cruise out to Boblo Island?
It's real fun.
Yeah? What have you enjoyed most about it?
Oh, pinball.
Pinball? They got pinball machines here?
Yep.
I didn't discover it.
You didn't?
Are you better at pinball than baseball?
No.
No? Okay, well, enjoy yourself today.
Okay.
Hi there. You in the striped shirt. What's your name?
You Humphrey.
You? What team do you play for, you?
Windsor.
Windsor. Yeah? What position do you play?
Left field and right field.
Are you a slugger?
No, not really.
Are you going to win tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah? What do you think you have to look out for with the Whalley BC team?
Good hitting and baseball. Base running.
The kids seem to enjoy their visit to Windsor, but it's down to business now. Here's Dave Quinn and Don Sharon with the play-by-play.
It's on the way. It's high ball one as Bonifacio, primarily a fastball pitcher, will have to get the ball over to Frenette, who looks at a 1-0 count, fakes the bunt, swings away. There's a pop fly into short left field. That could be trouble, and the ball drops. That is a fair ball. Frenette on his way to second base, and we have a two-base hit by Frenette to lead things off. And Don, one of those very difficult fly balls against a pitcher like Bonifacio. You're going to get around on the ball late, and he lined it down the left field line, looped it in for a double.
Yeah, they're going to have to watch that left field line because the right-handed batter's hitting late on the ball with the fast pitch.
So this brings up Mark Avery, the right fielder. Avery bats in the second position, and Avery with a batting average of 200. Well, be up there to sacrifice, trying to move the man over to third, and it's in there for strike one. In a ball game like this, a one run is going to be, at least theoretically at this point, a pretty big run. So the feeling is, by Whalley, BC, if you can sacrifice him over to third, then maybe you can bring him in on the fly ball or the ground out. We have nobody out, man on second, and a one strike count. That misses outside, breaking ball, and the count evens at 1-1. But these kids have to be a little bit nervous. The winning team will leave tomorrow morning for Williamsport, Pennsylvania. They will leave for Williamsport, where they will play Taiwan in the opening game of the Little League World Series on Tuesday. There's the 1-1 pitch, misses inside and high, and the count goes to 2-1 on Mark Avery. So Boniferro having a little problem here, giving up a leadoff double to Robbie Frenette, who is at second base, taking a lead. Now it goes back. As the pitcher gets the ball, Boniferro is ready, and he wheels the 2-1 pitch. That one is over on the corner, and he had something on that one, 2-2. And now what do you have Avery do, Don? Do you have him still lay it down, or maybe you have him swing away here?
No, he'll have to swing away. It's 2 strikes in the batter, and no way is they're going to chance an out this time.
We're not going to try and manage. We're just going to try and see what they do here. Avery looks at a 2-2 pitch as we get ready with a man on second and none out. There's the pitch. That misses low. That missed not by much. Umpire Toronjo gave it the good look, and the count goes full now on Mark Avery at 3-2. Now maybe you have Frenette going after the ball's over the plate.
I doubt it very much because it's pretty hard.
A 3-2 pitch, and he slaps that one. That is down the line, foul, and that just missed. They're getting around on Boniferro very late, and I imagine the first and third baseman here are going to have to start watching the lines.
Very much so. On the left-hand batter, the first baseman. On the right-hand, the third baseman.
So the count remains 3-2 on Mark Avery. A man on second, none out. We're in the top of the first inning. This is the 1978 Canadian Little League Championship, capping off a great week of activity here. There's the 3-2 pitch. That one is bounced up through the middle. That could be trouble. That should score a run. As Frenette makes the turn, the throw will come into the plate, and then down to second base goes Avery. So you would have to think a fundamental mistake there, because that did not hit the cutoff man on the way from the outfield. He hit it in the hole in second base into center, and it is now 1-0 as Avery gets first base on the single and takes second on the throw to the plate.
Yeah, that was a poor play. They should have shot it into the cutout man and then throw back to second base to stop that man going to second base from first.
So Avery gets himself an RBI, and it's 1-0 in favor of BC as Gord Wark, the center fielder, comes up. Wark hitting a .353 in the series. He's been up 17 times with 6 hits and 8 runs to his credit. This team can hit the ball, Whalley, BC. He looks at one outside that misses, and the count goes to 1-0 on the center fielder, Gord Wark. So Frenette slices a double down the left field line to open the ball game. Then Avery slaps one up the middle, and it is 1-0 in favor of British Columbia. Wark looks at a 1-0 count, and he gets himself into that one. There's a towering fly ball. Who's going to call it? It's in foul territory. The first baseman just kind of looked at it, and he missed it. And the ball goes foul, and the count goes at 1-1. So far, Windsor North on that. In all fairness to the first baseman over there, that was a difficult play with the wind.
Yeah, with a high fly like that, it's pretty hard to get behind that ball when the wind is blowing it to right.
Rob Bertolin trying to grab that fly ball, could not come up with it. And so the count goes to 1-1 on Gord Wark. We have Mark Avery on second base, none out, and it is 1-0 in favor of British Columbia. There's the pitch, dribbled down the line. That one will go foul, and the count will go 1 ball and 2 strikes. Avery will get himself back to second base. And now the pitcher, Boniferro, has Wark where he wants him with 2 strikes. 1-2 is the count, says Toronjo. And Wark gets in to take a cut from Boniferro. The 1-2 pitch on the way. That one looked like a screwball. Ball broke away from the left-handed hitter. Boniferro may be experimenting with that pitch, but it missed outside, and the count goes even at 2-2. Wark takes a look down the line to get the sign. He'll be swinging if the ball is over the plate with a 2-2 count. Here it comes. That one's right back through the box. Boniferro looks Avery back to second, throws to first to Bertolin, and we have one gone with Avery still on second base. So a ground out, pitcher to first, And we have one gone. And I imagine that Bonifero wants to get into some kind of rhythm, Don.
Yeah, very much so. Bonifero's an excellent fielder, and there's not too many balls that get past him if they're shot to the pitcher's mound.
The next batter is the cleanup hitter, Dennis Springanatic, and this guy can hit the ball. He's been up 10 times. He has 3 hits, one of them a home run into the wind in a 5-1 win by Whalley, BC over Windsor earlier in the tournament. These teams came into the tournament both with 4-1 records. BC's only loss to Ontario. And here's the pitch. He looks at one low, down, and the count goes to 1-0 on Springanatic. His father, of course, is the manager of this club. I was kidding him the other day, and I said, you know, because your dad's the manager, is he a little harder on you? He says, are you kidding?
Dennis is the one that broke the game apart on Wednesday night when he had a home run.
He slaps one into second base. That'll be the easy play to first. They're 2 out as Avery makes the turn and goes over to third. And we have 2 gone on the bounce out. Second baseman to the first baseman brings up Glenn Enjevek.
First baseman number 22, Glenn Enjevek.
And he comes up here with a man on third base. Pretty big run out there. The score is 1-0. Glenn in this series so far has been up 16 times, has 6 hits, 1 home run, is batting .375. We'll have to wonder where all these batting averages ever stop. There's no easy out on this club.
That's no life.
Looks at one outside. The count goes to 1-0. It's 1-0 BC in the lead. We have a man on third and 2 gone. Top of the first inning. The winner goes to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the Little League World Series. Unfortunately for the winning team, they'll play Taiwan in the first game. Taiwan would have to be the pre-tournament favorite. Looks at one. That is slapped to second base. That should end the inning. The throw over to first, and we have 3 gone. So the score at the end of 1/2 inning, Whalley, BC 1, and Windsor North coming to bat. For Whalley, BC, he's a right-hander. He is 1-1 in 2 previous appearances. Against Toronto Parkdale, they lost 3-2. Cowell was the losing pitcher in that game, and then he was credited with an 11-2 victory over Calgary, representing the Prairies. So his record, not much like Bonifero, 1-1, as he takes the warm-up tosses and now gets ready, as Skip Reno will set in to take his cuts and start something off for Windsor. Reno is batting .353 in this series so far. At bat 17 times, has 6 hits, and has scored 5 runs. He takes a swing and a miss, and we have strike 1 on Skip Reno. Cowell on the mound, a right-hander, is not considered the ace of the staff, but is a good thrower. A swing and a miss, strike 2, and Reno looks like he's having problems getting around on Cowell, who threw 2 quick ones by him. The count now 2 strikes. We have a 1-0 lead, bottom of the first inning. Looks at a breaking ball, almost like a changeup there, and Reno is gone as he strikes out.
Next up, right,
you know, this game is hard enough to play, but when you see an 11 and 12-year-old throwing an off-speed pitch, it's time to begin to wonder.
That's right. This boy here is 12 years old. I believe it was February that he turned 12.
Brings up Hugh Humphrey now. He's batting .272 in the 5 previous games. Humphrey is the right fielder as he gets set. He looks at a strike right down the pipe from Cowell. So Cowell very quickly getting the ball over the plate. He has thrown 4 pitches. They've been all strikes so far. Cowell wheels. That one misses outside, his first ball. And the count is 1-1 on Hugh Humphrey. We have a 1-0 lead. Whalley, BC in the lead. They scored their run in the top of the first inning, as Humphrey looks at a 1-1 count from Cowell. That one fouled out of play down the right field line, and the count goes to 1-2 on Humphrey. Again, it appeared that Cowell was trying to pull the string on him and throw almost a straight change. He's just throwing a straight change really off the fastball is what he's doing. 1-2 is the count. That one, strike 3 right down on the outside corner. So he changed on him 1-2, got him to foul it off, and then came back and struck him out with a fastball right down the middle. So Cowell really mixing up his pitches very well. That brings up Rob Bertolan, the first baseman. He is hitting .166 in the series so far. 2 hits in 12 at-bats. So Bertolan, Windsor Northfield, maybe due to start hitting the ball. He fouls that one off, spoiled it. And we have a 1-strike count on Rob Bertolan. Darrell Smith, the catcher, goes back to get it and wheel it to his pitcher, Cowell. 2 gone, bottom of the first inning, 1 strike, the count on Bertolan. He looks at another strike right down the middle. I'll tell you, this Cowell is just going out, and he's throwing it.
He's really firing in there fast. He's got curves, and he's got a little that fastball is real big.
He looks at the 2-strike pitch. That one a swing and a miss. And so he strikes out the side. Whalley now comes to the plate. Third baseman Willie Smith will lead it off, followed by Ian David and Darrell Smith for BC in the top of the second inning. Bonifaro, after a shaky first inning, seemed to settle down. He throws that one right down the middle, a fastball, and it's 1 strike on Willie Smith. Remember, the winner of this goes on to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the Little League World Series. So there's a lot at stake in this ball game today. Here's a ground ball to short, the throw to first, and we have 1 gone. So good play. Defense is going to come into play here, Don. The team plays probably fundamentally the best, may come out the winner, and pitching obviously a big factor too.
They play pretty good behind Bonifaro, and they'll pick up that ball quickly and throw it over to first.
So Willie Smith grounds out, short to first. It brings up Ian David, the shortstop. David, a big, tall, right-handed hitter. Looks, and he had something on that one right to the center fielder. And a good catch on a screaming line drive to center field. And we have 2 gone. I'll tell you, he got into that one. But Randy Bondi came in and made a nice catch, got a good jump on the ball to retire even David. David got himself into that one, though, Doug.
Yeah, that was really, it was a soft fly, and he was able to come in and grab it.
Darrell Smith now comes up with 2 gone in the top of the first inning. Smith is the catcher for the Whalley BC team, and he looks at one that misses outside. We have a ball 1 count. Smith looks down the third base line to get the sign. 1-0, Whalley BC in the lead. 2 gone. We're in the top of the second inning. That one down the pipe, but a little low, and the count goes to 2-0 on Darrell Smith. Whalley scored their run in the first inning. Fournette opened with a double, and then Mark Avery slapped a single up the middle to score him and was left stranded at third base. That one high, and the count goes 3-0. As Bonifaro takes a long look in at the 3-0 count. That one right down the middle. That's a freebie. And the count goes to 3-1. We'll see what Smith does here if he is taking again with a 3-1 count. There's the 3-1 count. That one sails over everybody's head, and down to first base on the walk goes Darrell Smith. So we have 1 man on, and this brings up the pitcher, Bob Cowell. I'll tell you, it's hard to believe that some of these kids are 11 and 12 years old. Cowell looks like he should be slam dunking a basketball.
Well, Cowell was born in January the 4th, 1966, so he just turned 12 in the January year.
Well, they grow them big out in the West Coast. Here's the first pitch right down the middle, and we have a count of 1 strike on Bobby Cowell, the BC pitcher. We have Darrell Smith on at first. By way of a walk, we have 2 gone. We're in the top of the second inning. Here's the pitch. That one looked like a breaking ball that missed. Bonifaro did not get that one where he wanted. The count goes to 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, man on first, 2 gone, 1-0 BC in the lead, top of the second inning. That one, a fastball, misses high, and Bonifaro looks at a 2-1 count. Bonifaro seems to have a little trouble getting into his rhythm. He'll throw a couple of pitches, then he'll have trouble mainly high. That one is fouled against the screen, and the count goes 2-2. Our location, of course, is right behind home plate. And I notice even with the screen, Mr. Sharon, you were ready to hit the deck.
I always do. I duck every time that ball hits the screen.
2-2 count to Bobby Cowell. Darrell Smith on at first, 2 gone. And here's the pitch. That one misses outside. So the count goes full on Bobby Cowell. With 2 gone, of course, Darrell Smith will be moving after the pitch is over the plate. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Right down on the outside corner, misses. And we now have back-to-back walks. And we'll bring up Robert Fournette, who started it all, with a slice double down the left field line in the first inning. So bases on balls. They say, oh, those bases on balls can do a lot of damage, but
especially after 2 out.
Absolutely. 2 gone, sailing along. You walk the 8th and 9th place hitters, and now get to the top of the order, and Bobby Fournette, who doubled his first time up. He bounces one in the hole. That's a nice play by the shortstop. The throw to second, the force. An excellent play.
Beautiful play.
To end the inning as Windsor North turned the force over at second base. Just excellent defense. And the score at the end of an inning and a half remains Whalley, BC 1 and Windsor North nothing. Cowell looks like he may have hurt his arm. Don, he's holding that right arm, and of course the last thing you want to do is, especially a youngster at 11 and 12 years of age.
Yeah, he was taken out. He was taken out in the 4th inning the last game he pitched too with a sore arm.
So Boniferro will get in now to take his cuts. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Boniferro looks at a strike. Cowell seems to be laboring. After he threw that pitch, he winces in pain. He's in some pain out there.
Yeah, very much so. You can just see that. Yeah.
Oh, he's in some pain.
He's trouble. Very much so.
It looks like he you know, the bicep muscle. I would have to think at this point that they may have to get somebody else ready, because there's no sense in destroying a youngster's arm at this point.
Very much so. At 12 years old, that's bad.
Cowell was in a lot of pain.
You can see that. He
threw the pitch to Boniferro, and then he simply winced, and the crowd milling around their pitcher right now, you have to know that they'd be a little concerned.
Very much so.
Because he pitched in that first inning. He struck out the side and appeared to be under full control. He was throwing nice and easy, and then in the warm-up, he seemed to injure it. Taking his warm-up pitches prior to the beginning of the bottom half of the 2nd inning, he threw one to Boniferro, was right down the middle, looked like a fastball, but then he winced in pain, and the manager went out, and Don, that's a tough break for this BC club.
Very much so. He went out probably and talked to him and says, how does it feel? And then he says it's sore, but see what you can do with a couple more. And he just can't pitch anymore. If they do, it's a shame.
Don, what does the Little League have in terms of rules? Are they allowed a certain time to bring in another pitcher, or would they waive that situation with Spring-O-Matic if he wasn't able to go, or would they have to go with Avery or whoever else?
Oh, they'd have to go with Avery or anybody else. Spring-O-Matic definitely cannot play. The rules state that they cannot pitch in consecutive games.
Well, Cowell is going out of the ball game. There's no doubt about it. And now we're going to bring in another pitcher. So Mark Avery on the mound in relief of the starter Cowell. Cowell went 1 inning officially. Did not give up any hits, did not walk anybody, struck out 3. Pitched 1 pitch to Boniferro. Mark Avery now has thrown 2 balls after Boniferro looked at a strike from Cowell. Avery has struggled and thrown 2 pitches wide of the plate. Third baseman goes over to try to calm him down. But you can just see the concern all over this BC team, and the Windsor team kind of come up with a new spring of life here. 2-1 count to Boniferro, bounces one to short. That one takes a crazy hop in the left field, and Boniferro is on. I would have to think the scorer will give him a base hit, because the shortstop really had no chance.
No, bounced right over his head. Bounced right over his head.
So Boniferro is on, and this brings up Rob Lavoie. Lavoie, the second baseman. To date in this series, or in the previous 5 games, is batting just 133. So we have none gone. Boniferro at second. Maybe BC at this point has to be thinking bunt.
Very much so. Get that Boniferro. Bonifero's a good runner. He should be able to make second, nothing flat.
Infield starts to creep in at first and third. So they are expecting the bunt. There's the pitch. He fouls one off, swinging away. So they crossed him up. Now he'll go back down, take a look at his third base coach. The umpire calls time. Somebody down at third base doesn't have a sweater.
Yeah, jacket for the pitcher.
So Boniferro will get himself, as if we don't need any more heat here today.
It's surprising how a pitcher's arm at 11 and 12-year-olds cools off, and this is the idea, is to keep that arm warmed up so that when he comes back in for his next inning that he can pitch properly.
So Avery in relief of Cowell. After Cowell set down the side in the first inning, 1, 2, 3, all strikeouts. Boniferro getting that jacket zippered up at first, and we will resume play now on Lavoie, who has a strike, one count on him. He fouled one off. We'll see what he's doing here. The infield still playing in, anticipating the bunt. He swings away again, bounces one to the pitcher. The throw will go nowhere. So Avery got it, looked at second base to see if he had a chance at Bonifacio. Then instead of throwing it to first, couldn't seem to get the ball out of his glove. And Lavoie is safe. So we have men on first and second and none out. And Avery, a tactical mistake there. He didn't really have a chance at Bonifacio. He should have gone to first base and taken the easy out.
Definitely to first base. Once he saw that Bonifacio was right into the bag, he was about 10 feet off of first base. He could have thrown it there.
So this brings up the third baseman, Sandro Tesselin. He looks at one outside, and the count now 1-1. So Windsor rallying here in the bottom of the second. Whalley came up with a run in the top of the first. And Windsor retired 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. But Cowell, their pitcher, has strained his arm and is gone, and Avery in relief now trying to put the lid out. He throws a changeup. That's beaten into the ground to third. That could be trouble. The throw goes to third. Everybody's safe again. That'll score a run as the ball goes towards the fence. And we have runners on first and third. Nobody out as Bonifacio scores. So some sloppy defense by BC gets them in all kinds of trouble here. Tesselman beat the ball. It was a slow roller to third. They tried to get the lead runner at third, so Bonifacio, a good runner, as you pointed out, was there. And instead of holding onto the ball, they threw it away. That scored a run.
Center fielder, Randy Bond.
And now the game is tied. We have runners at first and third, and Don still nobody out.
Money for the tickets, yeah.
Somebody just wanted to sell us a ticket. No, it's okay. We don't buy tickets right now, thank you.
We're on TV. Get him.
Want to buy a ticket? What if there's anything else? So
got to raise money somewhere.
That's right. Now they're looking for the bunt. That one misses outside to Randy Bondi, who's up.
Avery's having trouble here.
Now you start to think perhaps that you might be into a suicide squeeze here.
You would think so, because a man on first, man on third, this is where a bunt should come up.
Infield still playing in. He bunts right through the ball, and the count now 1-1 on Randy Bondi. So we called it. BC defensed it, and he missed the ball.
That's right.
1-1 is the count. We're in the bottom of the second inning. The game tied at 1. Windsor North with runners on first and third, no one out. He misses the sign. Now he'll go down the third base line to get it verbally, which shows that Bondi is very much into the ball game, because you don't want to miss a sign. But the only guy who can miss a sign and get away with it is Reggie Jackson.
These 11 and 12-year-olds, they forget easily.
So Bondi will get ready. A 1-1 count from Mark Avery. Avery has had all kinds of problems. Looks at one, misses the inside corner. Looked like a good pitch, just inside, and the count now goes to 2-1. Avery getting himself in a little bit of the problem himself by misplaying a ball bounce right back to him. Runners on first and third, nobody out. That one misses outside. The count goes 3-1, and the catcher, Darrell Smith, wants to go out and talk to his pitcher. So Avery under a lot of pressure. Windsor in a position, Don, where they could get themselves a big inning here.
Very much so. If they can get themselves 2 or 3 runs in this inning and keep up on it, then they're a great comeback club, and they should do all right.
Well, here the other night, they had a 5-0 lead against Toronto, flittered that away, and then had to come back to rally to win it 7-6 to get here.
That's right.
That one hit him on the ankle. That one was behind him and hit him on the ankle, and that has to hurt Bondi. He was hit by the pitch. I'll tell you, that you could hear the crack from here.
Yeah, that was a solid throw, too, and right on that right leg, right angle.
So it loads the bases up. Bondi says, no, I'm all right, but you have to wonder.
Well, these kids will say they're all right, but they'll limp, but he's just got to go out. I don't think that he'll be able to with that hard shot.
You could hear the crack from here, and the manager, of course, and the coach, very much concerned. He's trying to walk it off, but I'll tell you, that's a pretty gutsy kid out there.
Yeah, very much so, boy. Look at that, eh?
Boy, if that were you and I, we'd be asking for the doctor.
I'd be laying down. I'd be in Hotel Du having it checked.
So the bases are loaded, brings up Robert Smith, the left fielder. And Mark Avery now under a lot of pressure. The manager of the Whalley BC team out there to have a discussion again. They don't want this game to get away from them.
Very much so, because they've come a long way to come here, and then they want to go to Williamsport. But unfortunately, these things happen in Little League Baseball. You never know what's going to happen next.
So the bases are full. There's no room for Robert Smith, who is up. Smith gets in against Mark Avery. Smith in this series. Looks at a strike from Avery, and the count is 1 strike. As Avery taking no chances. There's nowhere for Robert Smith. He's got to deal with the batter. Still nobody out. Here's the 1-strike pitch. That misses low. Good block by the catcher, Darrell Smith, to keep the ball in front of him. Do not want pass balls. This Little League Park here is, of course, traditional dimensions, 200 feet to every corner of the park, right down the foul lines at left and right field, straightaway center. No matter where you go, it is 200 feet. That one, foul ball. Foul ball hit his bat. Jammed him inside. The pitch was a bad pitch, and that makes it 2-1. As that one came off the handle, inside on Robert Smith. Bases are loaded. We're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. The game is tied at 1 apiece. Here's the pitch. That misses low. That's a pass ball. Here comes the play at the plate. They're going to try and get it in. He is safe. And so the run scores as Lavoie comes home, and that was a real close play at the plate. Toronjo right on it, said safe. It appeared that Smith didn't get the ball on him.
That's right. He slid under him, and he tagged him on the shoulder.
That's a dangerous play, but Windsor in a gambling mood, and both runners advanced. So now we have runners on 2nd and 3rd, still not out, and Windsor North in the lead by a score of 2-1. BC scored 1 run in the top of the 1st inning. Looked like they had Windsor in a lot of trouble, but this game can turn around from inning to inning.
In Little League Baseball, you could be up 5 runs and you'd be down 6-5.
Here's the pitch. That misses outside. So Smith comes down the line to look at the sign again. As Avery takes the ball from Smith and goes back for more consultation. We have a left-hander throwing down in the BC bullpen. So they're getting somebody else ready down there. We'll try to find out just who's throwing down there in just a moment. Avery, swing and a miss. And that takes care of Robert Smith as he strikes out. Brings up Tony LaPera, the catcher.
Number 12, Tony LaPera.
So LaPera will come up with 1 gone and runners on 2nd and 3rd, and they are big runs. LaPera, the catcher, a left-handed hitter, moves in against Mark Avery. 1 gone, men on 2nd and 3rd. That one inside. And the ball, 1 strike, nothing count.
That warming up down there is Dean Clark.
Dean Clark, a left-hander, throwing in the BC bullpen down the first base line. That one missed him. There'll be no play at the plate. Windsor not in a gambling mood again. They have scored 1 of their runs on a wild pitch as Avery. Redhead looks at his catcher, and they're having some problems. They're disagreeing as to whose responsibility that ball was. Was it a pass ball or was it a wild pitch?
Yeah, when they're on the ground like that, it could go either way, wild pitch or pass ball.
There you see Clark throwing in the BC bullpen. One of the other players watching for foul balls down the line to protect him as he gets loose. Avery getting ready to throw to Tony LaPera. 1 gone, men on 2nd and 3rd. That one is fouled off. Toronjo looks for a new ball, but doesn't need it as Avery takes the other one. 2 balls and 1 strike. No trouble hearing Mr. Toronjo.
Clay's an excellent umpire.
The 2-1 count on the way to LaPera. That one misses inside. The count goes to 3-1. And what Avery doesn't want to do here is load them up for the top of the order. Skip Reno and Hugh Humphrey to follow. And you have to wonder how far they will go with Avery if he would put LaPera on here. So the 3-1 pitch on the way from Mark Avery. There it is low. That one bounces to the screen. That'll load them up. And now we see the dugout. And I think we're going to have a little conversation here.
Skip Reno.
So Skip Reno comes up. The manager now walking slowly to the first baseline. And I think we're going to have the call for the left-hander. So the third BC pitcher of the inning will come in here.
This is Dean Clark coming in, number 19.
So Dean Clark will come in, a left-hander. And Avery will go back to right field. Skip Reno now the batter facing Clark, and a check swing, but he got around Rules Toronto, and the count goes to 1 strike. The base is full. We have 1 out. As Clark, a left-hander, deals kind of a floater that misses high. It almost looked like he was trying to throw a knuckleball. So the count 1-1 on Skip Reno. That one is high and inside, but Reno takes a cut on it, having trouble with the left-hander, and the count now 1-2 on Skip Reno. The base is loaded. We have 1 out. We're in the bottom of the second. Windsor North 2, Whalley, British Columbia 1. Here's the pitch. That one, a swing and a miss. A breaking ball. And so Reno strikes out for his second turn today. And Hugh Humphrey, the right fielder, up. Humphrey, also a strikeout victim by Cowell in the first inning. So a big out by Whalley, BC, as Clark comes in to strike out Reno. Reno, a left-handed batter, seemed to have trouble with the breaking ball.
Yeah, very much so.
We'll see what Humphrey can do. Swing and a miss at a fastball. So Clark has come in to get the job down here. Very tough, gutsy performance. As Humphrey now with a strike 1 count. 2 gone, bottom of the second. Bases full. That one on the outside corner, breaking ball. So Clark has come on, and wherever he's come from, he's certainly come to play.
Yeah, he's cooled down this team.
So 2 strikes now on Humphrey. Humphrey looks at a change that's high. It's like that when Clark likes to throw that change up, he likes to waste it. Change up like that is not a good one to throw down the middle to anybody.
That's the place to waste it when you got 2 strikes on the batter.
So Humphrey now with a 1-2 count. Fastball inside, chases him back, misses the inside corner. And the count goes to 2-2 on Hugh Humphrey. Humphrey, batting for the second time, struck out in the first inning. 2-2 count is on the way, outside and misses. 3-2, so the full count, everybody will be going. As Humphrey takes a look at a 3-2 count. Now we have a big pitch. Got behind 2 strikes on him, and then Clark has missed 3 in a row. That one, strike 3, through the changeup. I'll tell you.
Right over the plate.
Took something off a curveball and dropped it right over the middle.
He was just standing there watching it.
So at the end of 2 innings of play, it is Windsor North 2 and Whalley, British Columbia 1. Now we get to the top of the 3rd inning, and it is Windsor North leading Whalley, BC by a score of 2-1. But we have had 3 pitchers already for British Columbia in this game. Cowell started, worked an inning, struck out the side, threw to 1 batter, and got 1 strike over, then had to be relieved by Avery. Avery came in, got into all kinds of trouble, and Dean Clark came in to put down a very serious Windsor rally. And Whalley, BC, again, would have to come out of that inning feeling that maybe they got away with something.
Yep. If they were, it could have only got a couple more runs across the plate, and the score of 4-1, they have something to play with. But now they're only 2-1. They got to bear down and not fool around.
So we'll see what Carlo Bonifero can do with the lead. Right now he's having trouble keeping his cap on. It's very windy here. We've had wind all week during this championship. Spring and Attic hit one out here against the wind the other night to beat this Windsor North team. The first batter will be for the Whalley BC club, and he'll look at one. That's Avery. Avery has played a couple of positions today. He started in right field, then he came in to pitch, got himself into some trouble, and went back to right field, where I'm sure he's happy to be right now. Bonifero deals, and the count goes to 1-1 as Avery takes a good cut at a fastball and comes up short. So Avery, a 1-1 count. He'll go down the line to get himself ready for Bonifero's next offering. The 1-1 count on the way, a change. That one bounces off the catcher's glove to the screen, ball 2. So Bonifero having a little fun with a changeup himself here. Now, these kids like to tell the other kids, we got a couple of those too.
Yeah,
so Bonifero, after watching Clark's the changeups, comes back with one of his own. The count now 2-1 on Avery. That one a strike, and the count goes to 2-2. Catcher having a little problem holding on to the ball. That one getting to the screen. So Avery looks at a 2-2 count as Bonifacio goes back out to the mound. Avery gets set. Bonifacio delivers the 2-2 pitch that is fouled down the right field line, out of bounds, out of play, and the count remains even at 2-2. Bonifacio now on the 2-2 pitch will deal to Avery after he stayed alive fouling that one off. The score is 2-1 in favor of Windsor North. Bonifacio gets himself set on the slab. There's the stretch, and the pitch outside misses, and it is 3-2. And once again, we're having trouble holding on to the ball. I don't know if that's because Bonifacio has a lot of stuff on the ball, or seems to be just hitting the webbing of the mitt and just trickling off toward the screen.
Yeah, young Lapero had problems on Thursday night as well on that hit in the web.
Here's the full count. He jammed him inside and missed ball 4. So Avery starts off the third inning with a walk.
On the first and third base dugout, please remove themselves.
And so the lead runner is Avery here as we start the third inning. This brings up Gord Warwick. He is 0 for 1. He bounced out in the first inning. Now they want to have a little talk to Bonifacio. I'm sure they're going to tell him just to start throwing to the glove. That's what you always tell a pitcher. There's the target, throw to it, just play catch. Don't try to overpower anybody. Just throw your game and throw catch.
That's right. Play catch. Throw it in fast. Hit the glove. Put that. The catcher has to have that target up so that the.
So the pitch now. We'll get ready as Gord Warwick comes to the plate. Warwick bounced out his first time. So we have a runner on first, and he takes a swing and a miss. They throw to second base, and that we're going to have a throw to third. Avery now digging for third on the pass ball, and so Avery steals second, and on the throw to second goes down to third base. So Windsor North with a tactical mistake. The ball a little slow getting down there, and then a little fumbling of the ball once it did get there. Avery ends up on third. So a big run at third base with nobody out, and Warwick the batter. So now a sacrifice fly will score him, maybe a run. Third baseman comes down the line. They're going to try to protect the run at the plate if the ball is hit to the left side of the infield. If it's hit to the right side, we would have to think that Windsor would give up the run.
That's right. They'll take the out for the run.
So Warwick looks at a ball, and the count now 1-1. A 2-1 ball game. Windsor in the lead. We're in the top of the third. Nobody out, and Avery on third for British Columbia. Oh, a solid hit to right field as Warwick just pulled around on that one. The ball by the right fielder who has trouble picking it up. Here's the throw to second base. They may have him picked up. The throw back to first, and he is there. Warwick is back on the base. I'll tell you, he got halfway to second and said, I'm not going to make it. And the throw was on the money, and they almost got him going back to first base. But I'll tell you, he got around and pulled that ball and slammed it into right field.
That was a close one.
So the ball game is tied as Avery scores. So they have scored their one run on the head. Here's a bunt right to the pitcher. He'll go to second base. There's the throw. They'll get the fourth runner. No, they don't. They don't get him.
He was off the bag. He caught the ball off the bag.
He got the ball off the bag and tried to grope his way around to see if he could get his foot on the bag. Never did get there, and Warwick beat him to the bag. So Springmatic came up, laid one down. Bonifacio had the lead runner at second, but Warwick got there first, and we have men on first and second and nobody out. Bonifacio goes over to his shortstop, and I think he's trying to calm him down.
Yeah, he's a little excited out there.
A bad inning for Reno, and Whalley, BC now with a pair of runs have taken the lead at 4-2. Bonifacio deals high. The first pitch to Ian David. David smashed one to center field that was caught back in the second inning. So defensive mistakes by both sides have capitalized here. A 1-0 pitch, and that one bounced on the ground to second. That gets underneath the second baseman's glove. Everybody's safe. So Windsor having their problems here again. And now we have men on first and second with still just one out.
Next at bat, catcher number 15, Darrell Smith.
So Darrell Smith now comes to the plate. We have one out, runners on first and second, and a 4-2 BC lead. They have scored 3 times here so far in the third inning. Smith looks at a Bonifero fastball. That is a strike. You have to feel a little sorry for Bonifero, too, because he really hasn't contributed to some of those problems. They've had a couple of hits. They've hit the ball solidly a couple of times, but a couple of times he should have been out of the inning.
Yeah.
Bonifero, a strike on the inside corner. And the catcher goes down the line to chase the man back to second base. So 2 quick strikes. On Darrell Smith. Runners on first and second. We have one out and a 4-2 British Columbia lead in the third inning. That one misses just outside. And Bonifero threw a fastball trying to get Smith to go after one, and he misses, and the count is now 1-2. BC scored a run on the top of the first inning. Windsor came back with a pair in the bottom of the second. BC has scored 3 here in the third. That one is fouled. See if the first baseman has a chance at it. The play is into the seats, and the count remains at 1-2. So Bonifero will get a new baseball, and the count 1-2 on the BC catcher Darrell Smith. Smith, his only previous at bat, walked in the second inning. 4-2 BC in the lead. Here's the 1-2 pitch outside, and the count goes even at 2-2. Well, this game has had a little bit of everything. We've had some mistakes, and 11 and 12-year-old boys are going to make mistakes. We've had some good baseball from both sides, and we've got some rain. 2-2 pitch right on the corner, strike 3. And so we have 2 gone as Darrell Smith is caught looking. And that will bring up Dean Clark.
Next at bat, the pitcher number 19, Dean Clark.
Clark, of course, came in relief of Avery in the last inning and got out of trouble. Came in with the bases loaded and got 2 outs. Now is going to get up there to take some cuts, the left-handed batter. 2 gone, runners at first and second. Clark looks at one that's on the ground. That could advance the runners. They're on their way to second and third. So we'd have to call that one a wild pitch.
Very much so. That was hit in front of the plate and skidded onto the backstop.
So we have runners now at second and third and 2 out. So those are 2 pretty big runs out there as well. If Clark gets a base hit here, Windsor could be in a whole lot of trouble. He takes a swing late at a fastball. So Bonifero, I think after that pitch, may come back with it again.
I would think he would follow up exactly the same way.
1-1 is the count on Dean Clark, the BC pitcher, the 3rd pitcher they've used this afternoon. He looks at one outside, and the count goes 2-1. 2-1 is the count. We have runners at second and third, 2 gone. We're in the top of the third. BC leads 4-2. Clark looks at another one that misses 3-1, and you do not walk the opposing pitcher, so they say. Some of these pitchers, though, can hit the ball real well, although Clark batting in the number 9 position wouldn't give that impression when you contrast that to Bonifero, who bats cleanup on the other side.
That's right.
He swings and misses late again on the fastball, and the count goes full at 3-2. So when Bonifero has been on the plate, Clark hasn't been able to do much with it. Bonifero has had his problems getting the ball over the plate to him, and that rain seems to be intensifying just a little bit. There's the 3-2 pitch, fouled off. So Clark keeps himself alive with a screamer. So the count now 3-2. That one fouled off again.
And I got Calgary and Nova Scotia
So the count remains full as Clark has spoiled a couple of Bonifaro pitches. And the count 3-2 remains. Here's the pitch again on the way. Swing and a miss. He went around. They checked with the third base and the first base umpire. Bertolin will start it for Windsor here in the bottom of the third inning. Windsor North trailing by a score of 4-2. And we'll see what they can do with Mr. Clark, who has been very tough coming into relief in the second inning. Clark, a left-hander, deals high, ball one. Chasing Bertolin back. Bertolin will be followed by Bonifaro and Rob Lavoie. The heart of the Windsor batting order is number 3, 4, and 5. He takes a swing late at a fastball and misses. The count goes to 1-1. Whalley, BC scored a run in the top of the first. Windsor came back with a pair in the bottom of the second, and then BC came up with 3 more in the top of the third. A breaking ball right on the outside corner will strike 2. And Bertolin, maybe more mad at himself than at the call, as a perfect pitch on the outside corner. Beautiful pitch. Bertolin throws inside again with the changeup. And the count goes to 2-2, and the rain continues to fall here at Optimus Park. But nobody is going anywhere.
We got to get this game in because they have to go to Williamsport tomorrow morning regardless.
So the count 2-2 on Bertolin. Now they're going to call him down the third base line, and Toronjo, I think, is going to go out there to make sure that perhaps there's no planned procrastination with the rain falling. So the count 2-2 on Bertolin as Clark gets ready. They're looking for the bunt, a swing and a miss, and Bertolin is gone. I'll tell you, this Clark is a very impressive-looking pitcher since coming in. Cowell set them down in order 1, 2, 3, and then he had some problems. But since Clark came in relief for Mark Avery, Don, he's done an exceptional job.
Yeah, with a left-hander, he's got that natural curve, and it's going away from the batter, and they're just fooling him all the way along.
The rain starts to pick up a little bit. The wind blowing very strong from right to left. Bonifaro looks at one high. That's ball one. The rain continues to fall. As Bonifaro with a 1-ball, no-strike pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike one at a Clark fastball. I tell you, for a little guy, that Clark can throw it.
He certainly can. He's got a lot of speed on that ball.
Now Bonifaro gets himself with a 1-1 count. Oh, a good pitch. Right at the knees on the inside corner. You throw that pitch, and you can throw it all day long. 1 ball and 2 strikes. As Clark mixing them up, inside, outside, at the knees, on the corners. There's a bouncer to short. Bonifaro on his way to throw to first, and he is safe. That ball thrown into the dugout.
Hit the fence and come back.
Hit the fence and come back, so Bonifaro will be safe. I would imagine that there will be an error charged. Bonifaro on first, and Rob Lavoie is up. Lavoie scored a run in the second inning when Windsor scored their runs. We have 1 gone. And Bonifaro on first. Lavoie, as the rain continues to fall. That one hit into the alley in right center. That could bring some damage. Bonifaro on his way to third. Lavoie on his way to second. He's going to be out at second base. So Bonifaro goes to third, and Lavoie is thrown out at second base. So you have 2 out.
That bad base running. That ball came in from center field to the second baseman. He was just waiting right for the run from first to second.
So that puts Bonifaro on third base with 2 gone. But you could have had men on second and third and 1 gone, and a base hit would have tied the ball game up.
Right.
Now Clark DeLeos, and that's strike 1 to Sandro Tesselin.
Now the sun is shining.
That's, I'll tell you, it's a typical Windsor day, isn't it?
Very much so.
A swing and a miss. I think he may have got a piece of that one.
Yeah, it was a foul ball.
Just a tick, and the count now 2 strikes. Clark seems to get tougher, the tougher the situation gets. Man on third, 2 out. A swing and a miss, and he struck him out, and again he threw him the changeup. I'll tell you, you have to be impressed with the way this Clark is throwing the ball. So at the end of 3 innings, the score remains Whalley, BC 4, and Windsor North 2. So we continue with baseball here under threatening skies. You look over at some of the sky and you see a lot of cloud and you feel some rain, and then you see the sun. So hopefully we'll be able to get this game in. We have 3 innings to go. That is, unless we need extra.
Well, a regulation game in tournament play is 3.5 innings if the home team is ahead, and it's a complete 4 innings if the home team is behind. So it's a complete game after 4 innings.
No runs, 1 hit.
So Windsor in that inning got 1 run, 1 hit, and we had a couple of errors and 1 man left. And so Whalley, BC now will come to work in the top of the 4th inning. Whalley, BC leading by a score of 4-2. Bonifaro was safe on an error and then went to third on a sharp single to right field, and trying to go to second base and throw it out on the play took Windsor really out of an inning. You know, you can second-guess managers in situations. Managers do it at the professional level, but that's really a fundamental error, taking a base when you can take yourself out of an inning like that.
That's right. When you have players, 11, 12-year-olds, coaching on the boxes, the first baseman, when he went around there, he shouldn't have taken second, because the natural throw is into second base and not to home.
Here is Robert Frenette. He is 1 for 2 with a double and a ground out as he takes a swing and a miss at Bonifaro's first offering, strike 1. We're in the top of the 4th inning. BC with a 4-2 lead. Frenette doubled and scored a run in the first inning. He looks at one outside, the count even, at a ball and a strike from Bonifaro. He doubled to lead the game off and scored, and then in the second inning grounded out to end a threat for BC. He swings and misses, anticipating the bunt coming down the line, but taking a full rip at it was Frenette, and the count goes to 1-2. We're in the top of the 4th inning. The winner goes to Williamsport. That one, foul ball. That one hit the bat, bounced foul. Frenette jammed with an inside pitch. If it doesn't hit him, it's the ball, but it goes off the heel of the bat. And the count remains at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Frenette with some kind of batting average going into this game. He was hitting .550. That one down the right field line. It's drifting, and a nice diving attempt, and the ball falls foul, as the count will again remain at 1 ball or 2 balls and 2 strikes. Humphrey trying to make a sliding catch over there, simply could not get to it in time. There's a lot of room on the foul lines, down the line, less as you go towards the corners, of course. The 2-2 count on the corner, strike 3, and Frenette looks at one, and he's gone, brings up Mark Avery. Avery has started the game in right field, pitched for a while, and then ended up back in right field when Clark came in to relieve him in the second inning when Windsor scored their 2 runs. Avery at the plate, a singled and walked. He is 1 for 1. So Bonifaro with 1 gone here in the top of the 4th, and a 4-2 British Columbia lead. Avery gets himself set, right-handed hitter, and here's the pitch. Slapped in between the shortstop, the long throw, safe. A long throw in the hole, and that's as tough a play as you can make in baseball. Nice play, but Avery simply too fast down the line to beat it out for a base hit. You know, that's what I mean about this game. You can see a ball player like Skip Reno have trouble on a couple of simple ground balls, and he makes the play like that from the hole as well as you can make it.
Yeah, that's a long throw over there, and it's only 60 feet from the home plate to the first base, so a runner has the advantage when it goes in the hole like that.
Here's Gord Warwick, who was singled and grounded out 1 for 2 today, takes a swing. There's the ball on the way to second base, and stealing second base is Avery. They've been doing a lot of running on this Windsor catcher.
It's a good running team, this Whalley BC team. They take advantage of you, and you just got to watch them.
But they're doing it almost like a delayed steal. They send the guy sometimes not until the catcher's got the ball.
That's right. Well, the ball has to be over the plate before they leave the bag anyway.
So the count now 1-1 on Gord Warwick. Man on second base, 1 out. Mork takes a long look down the first baseline to get the sign. And he'll dig in. There's the 1-2 pitch. Slap to second base. They'll get the runner at third, will they? No, they don't.
Slid underneath him.
Well, they tried to get the lead runner, and he's safe. So Avery beat it out. Again, Windsor making some tactical mistakes. There's one out. You go to first base, you get the sure out. You get 2 out and the man on third. Now you got men on first and third and still just 1 out.
Yeah, that was bad play. That he had a perfect out at first base instead of trying to get the lead runner. That third base one doesn't mean a thing. That second out is the main point.
So work would be safe on a fielder's choice,
right,
as opposed to the base hit. And that brings up the meat of the order. Spring Attic. And they have the steal on to second base. And so now Work is on second. So 2 big runs up there for Spring Attic. He can hit the ball. Dennis Spring Attic. That one jammed him inside. 1-1 is the count. Spring Attic is grounded out, and he got a base hit and scored a run in the 3rd inning. 4-2 BC in the lead, and they are threatening again. Runners on second and third and 1 out. A 1-1 pitch on the way. Look
there
out.
It goes.
I'll see you later. He cracked that one over the right field fence, and the entire BC team is out there to congratulate him. I'll tell you, did he get into it?
This is the second one he hit against Bonifacio. He had one last Wednesday night against Bonifacio.
So he unloaded with a 3-run home run. And I'll tell you, that's trouble for Windsor. It is now 7-2. And now will we see a Windsor pitching change, or will we just see Bonifacio calm down here?
Dave Bedard's coming over, the manager, and he just wants to calm Carlo down, and because he knows he's excited after that pitch right across the plate and then a home run.
I'll tell you, he got all of it.
That's right. He got every bit of it.
That was a line drive over the fence. That was not your pop fly 200 feet. That was a line shot.
Mm-hmm. It was caught up by one of the fans in the seats.
So now the score is 7-2 in favor of Whalley, BC, and you can see the dejected looks in some of the Windsor players. Bonifacio back to the mound, and he does not look too pleased. It's an awful lot of good baseball teams who have come a long way and are not even this far. And to get this far to either team that would happen to lose this ball game, they've had a great year. But of course, getting to Williamsport is what they all want to do.
Well, they play approximately 12 to 14 games by the time they get to the Canadian Championship, and this year being a round robin, it was a rough chore.
There's a strike on the corner to Enjovic. Enjovic, the first baseman, is grounded out and sacrificed, so he's 0 for 1. But the big story, the bat of Dennis Spring Attic in this inning, a 3-run home run to give BC a 7-2 lead. That one fouled straight back, and the count now 2 strikes.
I ducked again.
Yeah, so did I. And the count is now 2 strikes. The thing about Little League Baseball is that you want to tell your players to stop bearing down, because you can score 3-4 runs at any one inning yourself. That one, a swing and a miss. And that takes care of Enjovic. And we have 2 gone. That's the way the game goes. You strike out a batter, you gave up a base hit, then a guy gets on a sacrifice or a fielder's choice and a 3-run home run, and then you come back and strike another guy out.
That's right. They never let up, because in Little League that there's 5-run, 6-inning run is nothing at all.
Here's Whalley Smith, the third baseman. Sorry, Don.
That's all right. They can come back.
That one fouled down the third baseline, hooking. Looked like one of my tee shots.
Don Merrifield's tee shot.
Oh, well, that would have been farther left than that. And it wouldn't have been very far. Whalley Smith fouls one off, and the count now 1 strike. New baseball for Bonifacio. So the count is 1 strike. BC with a 3-run inning is up ahead 7-2. That one misses. Bonifacio struggling with his motion now. He's a very dejected young man, and he is not pleased. with the way things have been going. 3 runs in the 3rd inning for BC. 3 runs in the 4th inning. 1 in the 1st. Windsor with a pair of runs in the bottom of the 2nd. And that's where we are right now. 2 gone. We're in the top of the 4th. BC with a 7-2 lead. Bonifacio gets set to deal. There's the pitch to Smith. Look out, the fly ball to left field. That is by the left fielder. It's rolling towards the fence. On his way to second base, he'll hold there as the throw comes into second. As Whalley Smith lines one to left field, and I don't know how the official scorer is going to make his decision there, but certainly Robert Smith, the left fielder, had a little trouble getting to the ball, and then the ball just scooted underneath his glove. So
I would think it'd be a single and
one base error.
One base error.
So on second base is Smith with 2 gone. That one bounced through the hole. That could score another run. That will score another run. There's the throw to second base, and scoring easily on the place is Whalley Smith. So they score to take an 8-2 lead as Ian David slaps one up the middle. And they're starting to make a run of it, Don.
Yeah, they're next, and as we mentioned before, they really know. Just about everyone on the club knows how to hit.
That brings up Darrell Smith, the catcher. Smith has walked and struck out, so he's 0 for 1. 8-2, British Columbia in the lead. They have scored 4 times here in the 4th inning. Bonifacio, a swing and a miss by Darrell Smith, and it's a 1-strike count. Well, the Windsor team counting big on Bonifacio, offensively and as the pitcher. There's a little loop in the center field, and that's going to be trouble as that advances men on 1st and 2nd. So Smith gets himself a base hit. Now, the 8th man in the order starts pumping him out on the line drive into center field. You know that this club has a lot of depth offensively.
Wow, 1, 2, 3, all the way. The whole 9 batters have got good averages.
So it's 8-2, and that'll bring up Dean Clark. Clark looks at one that misses outside. And we have a count of 1 ball and no strikes. Runners on 1st and 2nd. Smith is on 1st. Ian David is on 2nd. There's the pitch. That one misses. Bonifacio now is almost trying to aim the ball. And that's when your problems start.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think that they have anyone else to take over from Bonifacio. The pitching is weak at one point.
That's ball 3 outside. And now he's behind the pitcher, 3 and zip. Well, Bonifacio now finds himself in a real hole. Robert Frenette, the lead-up batter, should Clark get himself on base. There's the pitch. That misses. Blocked at the plate, but it's ball 4. Everybody advances, and the bases are loaded, which will bring up Robert Frenette. The catcher now goes out to talk to his pitcher. But as you pointed out, Don, if you've got no one to turn to, you know, that's really what the name of the game is in this sport at any level, because if you've got the pitching, Whalley came out, the Cowell pitched well in the 1st inning, he hurt his arm, they came up with Avery, then Clark came in, and what a job he's done, and Bonifacio is struggling, and they can't go to anyone else.
And to top it off, Clark hasn't pitched in any tournament play whatsoever.
So how strong can you be when you've got somebody like that who's been sitting around waiting? Frenette looks at a ball, and it is 1-0. There's no room for him, though. The bases are loaded. A breaking ball, in for a strike. Many of these players have the same professional mannerisms. The glove, the batting glove. Wonder if they have the running glove, too.
They do.
There's a swing and a miss. Strike 2. So, 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Robbie Frenette. And here's the pitch. That one misses. That's a pass ball. We'll see whether it comes to the plate. Here's the play at the plate, and he is safe. The ball trickling out into, and then another run will score. So on 1 pass ball, 2 runs score, and it is 10-2.
Smart base running. He knew
they just don't stop.
That's right. When he come around third base, he saw that ball out near the pitcher's mound between the pitcher and home plate. Nobody around. He came in.
So it is now 10-2 here in the 4th inning. British Columbia has struck for 6 runs, a 3-run homer. They've done it that way with the long ball. They've done it with base running. They've done it with Windsor mistakes. And they lead 10-2 here. We're in the top of the 4th inning. And about all somebody like Bonifacio would like to do now would be maybe have a shower. That one hit him. That one hit Burnett, and now he's on his way to first base. Seemed to hit him on the hand. And he's apparently going to be all right. Hit him on his
batting glove.
I think that's just an extension of the problems that Bonifacio's having getting the ball over the plate.
Yeah, he's struggling now, and by hitting that batter now, it's shook him up a bit more.
Now they wanted to know, perhaps, the Windsor manager, if maybe that had hit the bat and then hit the hand.
Now it hit the wrist, according to Clayton.
Well, from here it looked like it definitely hit him on the hand.
Yeah.
Of course, our viewpoint is going to be better than the Windsor dugout. Now they're going to steal second. That's routine.
Routine.
So we have runners on second and third. Still 2 out. Here's Mark Avery again. He singled earlier in this same inning. They're batting around now, and they lead 10-2. We're in the top of the 4th. Whalley, BC has scored 6 times in this inning. There's a tapper back to the mound, and Bonifacio will throw it to first. They'll get out of it finally, but not until BC scores a total of 6 runs. And they lead Windsor North by a score of 10-2. BC came up with 6 runs in that inning, and now they're going to have more fun than ever throwing those orange balls around the diamond.
Yeah, they usually don't bring the orange. They brought the orange balls into this. I was out in Vancouver, BC last year in Whalley when they hosted the tournament last year, and this is when they came into the orange ball, and it looks good.
Okay, let's turn things over now to Sarah.
Mrs. Allie Work is the mother of Gordon Work of the Whalley BC team, and so far Gordon has 2 hits and an RBI, so you must be pretty proud of him.
Oh yes, we're proud of all our boys though.
What is it like coming here from a parent's standpoint?
I think it's just fantastic. The people in Windsor have been very, very friendly, very nice.
Do you feel as though the players are having an awful lot of pressure put on them in coming into the final game?
I don't really think there's a great deal of pressure. We went through the pressure at home in BC, and they're going to get into it sooner or later. Why not now?
So you feel it's really good groundwork for when they go and have to face the real world in a few years?
Yes, I really do. I think it's good for them.
Are you planning on going on to Williamsport should they win this game?
Our whole gang's going. All of us that came from BC, we're all going on with them.
And I understand there's a whole slew of you, 16 parents and all?
Yes, there's 16, maybe more coming if we make it.
Okay, well, all the best of luck.
Thank you.
We get set now for the bottom of the 4th inning, and Windsor needs some runs, and they need them in a hurry. Randy Bondi will try to get something started. Bondi was hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning. Hit on the ankle. Bondi looks at one from Clark that misses, and we have a ball 1 count on the leadoff batter for Windsor North here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and they need runs, and they need lots of them. They are behind 10-2. Fouls one down the 3rd base line, and the count even at 1-1. Well, Windsor has got to play themselves for the big inning as well right here, and it's going to be awful hard for them to get themselves cranked up and entertain the thought that they might even have a chance at this point.
Being 8 runs behind is pretty rough.
10-2, we're in the bottom of the 4th. Whalley, British Columbia in control. A swing and a miss by Bondi, and the count is 1-2. Kind of a half swing, wave at it. As Clark comes in real tough with that left-handed drop. He just drops it off at the knees. There's the pitch, the change-up. I'll tell you, nothing subtle about that change. Shades of Luke Sewell.
They try anything, don't they?
So the count now 2-2. Here's the pitch. That one up through the middle, a base hit for Bondi as he stayed with it and leads off the 4th with the single. Well, he threw the change over his head, then came back with one down the middle. Bondi was waiting and slapped it up the middle. And Robert Smith will come up. He struck out in the 2nd inning. second inning was when Windsor scored their 2 runs. But Clark came in and got Smith. So Smith will take a look. The infield playing up. That one is punched to second base. That will be caught. The infield fly roll. And back to first base goes Bondi, and we have 1 gone. So 1 gone, and Tony LaPera, the catcher, will come up. LaPera runs down the line to LaPera, a left-handed hitter, gets himself ready. 10-2, Whalley, British Columbia in the lead. We're on the bottom of the 4th. We have 1 run around. That's Bondi at first and 1 out. LaPera gets set from the delivery by Clark inside. Some of the Whalley BC crowd trying to help Clay Toronjo umpire the game.
There are about 18 of them down.
That's fouled off, and the count even at 1-1. And they're a good, energetic bunch of people, too, and they're very much behind their ball club. You know, Windsor Micmac will go out to play in the Canadian Junior Championships, and the same organization that produced this BC team will be waiting for them out there. So,
that's right.
So Micmac will have their hands full. That one misses. Ball too low, and it's 2-1 on Tony LaPera. But Windsor is a very proud baseball town. And British Columbia has produced some great baseball as well. That one, a curveball, I'll tell you, just dropped it on the outside corner. Count now 2-2. You know, when you see a kid 11 and 12 years old throw that kind of a pitch. 2-2. That one slap foul. I think Tony tried to hit that one as self-defense.
Yeah, a little late on that one.
Just staying alive, just spoiling it. And the count remains 2-2, and the clouds start to come over. We haven't had any rain for about half an hour. The BC was up for about half an hour their last time. That one misses inside on the ground. Here's the throw down to second base by Smith. He snaps it, goes off into the outfield, but there are 2 BC players there to cover up. And I'll tell you, that play was a lot closer than it ever should have been.
That's right.
So on to second base goes Bondi. The count now 3-2 on Tony LaPera. 1 out as the wind starts to blow again. That one slapped down to the ground to third. They throw over to first, and we have 2 gone.
No chance for him to go to third.
Perfect execution. Look the runner back. A long throw to first, right on the money. And LaPera's gone, and we have 2 gone. And here is Skip Reynolds. Skip has had himself a long afternoon in the field. At the plate, he has struck out twice. So Skipper would like to get something going here.
Well, the other night he had 2 doubles in a row, the 2 first times at bat, and he's just not hitting that ball today.
Skip takes a swing and a miss at the left-hander. I'll tell you, if you're a left-handed hitter and at 11 and 12 years old against a left-handed breaking ball pitcher, Clark against the left-handed pitchers has been throwing that curveball on the outside corner at the knees. That one, a fastball, and Skip swings through that one, and we have 2 quick strikes. I'll tell you, this Clark is tough. So we have 2 strikes on Skip Reynolds, 2 out. Threw him the change. That one's bounced to second base, perfectly defensed, and the side is retired. So we have no runs for Windsor and 1 run left, 1 runner left. And after 4 complete innings of play, it is Whalley, British Columbia 10 and Windsor North 2. Well, we've had a lot of rain, not much of it, but certainly, Don, it has been sprinkling. I wonder if people like our umbrella here. But the clouds coming again on a very windy day, but it looks like we're going to get this ball game in. And Whalley, BC, I think is, if they get to Williamsport, are going to be a pretty good Canadian representative.
Very much so. They're a colorful team, and they play good baseball.
And not only that, but there's not too many weak links. You pointed out the flaws in the Windsor club's depth in terms of its pitching, but certainly when you can throw 3 guys in off the mound and then you have a lineup with about 7 or 8 guys who can all pound the ball and then play solid defense and run the bases well, there's nothing really they do badly.
That's right. They're back each other up. They work along pretty well as a team.
You can see, of course, by that shot in the stands that there are an awful lot of people here, an awful lot of young ball players from around the city coming to watch. And a lot of them very quiet at this point, rather subdued. I think perhaps in anticipation that Windsor might have done a little better. So Boniferro still out of the mound in a 10-2 ball game. And I think that has to say something for the lack of depth on the pitching staff of this club.
That's right, Dave. It seems that they are gambling. Bonifaro's their number one, and this Whalley club is just too rough to get out.
Well, Whalley leads 10-2 as we get set for play now in the top of the 5th inning. As Gord Wark will lead it off. He is grounded out, singled, and then hit into a fielder's choice. So Wark, a left-handed batter, gets set to take Bonifaro's offering. That one is slapped, beaten into the ground, foul down the first base line near the BC dugout, 4 strike 1. Certainly, Don, we've got a chance. I think maybe some people should be aware of the fact that not only the Little League executive all over the country done a lot of work, but congratulations to the great job that you yourself personally have done to get this tournament off the ground. As you pointed out, to start working on this thing, there are a lot of behind-the-scenes meetings and time consumed, and you and your organization here in Windsor as the host have done a terrific job.
Oh, thank you, Dave. We had approximately 125 volunteers who have worked for the last 5 or 6 months on putting it together, on transportation.
Well, Wark follows us into the seats. He has just hit 2 foul balls, one to the right of us and one to the left of us, and I don't think that umbrella would save us. And I've seen your hands.
Yes, I was trying.
But certainly your organization has done a good job, and Windsor, I guess, can be very proud of the job that they've done hosting this tournament. Here's the pitch, 2 strikes to Wark. Uh-oh. That was straightaway center. See you later. Oh, did he pound that one? Oh, did he hit it?
That was center field, the scoreboard.
Wark with a big smile. Congratulations from his teammates. Clay Toronjo looks at the plate. It's had a lot of traffic today. And Wark, oh, did he hit that one? And that wind is blowing from right to left, and he just teed it up and cranked it right over the center field fence and then over the Little League fence over in straightaway center field.
That was about 220 feet over that fence. It's 200 from home plate to the center field fence and about 25.
Now that you've got him out of the way, here's Springin Attic. He had a 3-run home run the last time up. But you got to think now with an 11-2 lead, these BC guys are going to just start to crank up and take some free wheels.
They never give up. You know, even though they are ahead 11-2, they like to get those runs and hits, just like batting practice.
Bonifaro put Springin Attic back with the first one inside, then comes back with one on the outside part of the plate that misses, ball 2. So now Springin Attic has a 2-0 count. He's going to be looking for something right down the middle here. And Bonifaro shakes off the sign. That one missed. That was a strike on the outside corner. Changed speeds on him. Springin Attic looks at Toronjo. I think he'd like to have that one back. 2-1 is the count. 11-2 BC in the lead. Wark has opened this 5th with a home run. Oh, he pulled a string on him again. And Springin Attic missed that one.
I think Bonifaro would just love to strike out Springin Attic because this is that last home run was 2 in a row.
Here's another one. That one is lined into right field. That will be 1 base hit as the throw comes into second base. So BC continues to hammer the ball. He didn't really take a full swing at that. He kind of just muscled it into right field.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, you try to jam him inside, you throw one inside, and he gets it on the handle part of the bat and muscles it into right field. I'll tell you how strong some of these young kids are. 11-2, BC in the lead. And here's Henjovic. See what he's done today. He bounced out, sacrificed, and struck out. So he's due.
And he's a good hitter. He
is.
In the first 4 games, he hit pretty well.
He looks at one that is beaten foul, and the count goes to 1-1. Nobody out. A runner on first, 1 run in, thanks to Gord Wark's solo home run over the straight center field fence. 11-2, BC in the lead. We're in the top of the 5th inning. We've had threatening skies most of the afternoon. That one misses outside. Bonifaro has to be a frustrated young fella out there right now. He's challenged them with his best, and they have pounded it. Bonifaro, look out. That one's a long fly ball to right field. That's gone, too. No, off the fence. Off the fence, the throw will come in, and we have men on second and third. So we've had a home run, a single, and a double. Well, we suggested that he was due, and
He was due.
he was due. Here comes Whalley Smith. Whalley has grounded out twice and has been safe on an error. Boniferro now looks on. Here comes the manager. I think we're going to have a change. I think, in fairness to Boniferro, it's time to make the change.
Yep.
11-2. And we're going to have a change. Boniferro will go to shortstop. And Lavoie will pitch.
Rob Lavoie, number 14.
Bob Lavoie will come in and take over. Boniferro will go to short. And Reynolds will move over to second. So those are the defensive changes.
Yeah, Rob Lavoie is their third pitcher. He pitched against Montreal and won a 5-1 decision.
So Lavoie will not really need that much time to get himself ready, I wouldn't think.
They'll give him 10 pitches.
11-2, BC in the lead, and they have started off this fifth inning. Home run, single, double. They have pounded Windsor pitching here. So Lavoie taking his warm-up tosses.
They got Lavoie now at second base and Boniferro at shortstop.
So Lavoie just about ready to get things going. A long day for the umpires.
You got to expect that in Little League games.
You know, the umpiring here, as we had Clay Toronjo off at the top of the broadcast talking about, the telecast talking about some of the problems. And there were rumblings in the stands. I heard them, and I'm sure you've heard them. But these guys do a real good job. And
as volunteer umpires, we have
very little
33.
thanks.
Very little thanks is right. Take a lot of back talk.
So we're all set to go as Lavoie now will get ready to pitch. That one kind of floats outside, and it is a ball one count to Smith. Whalley Smith, the batter, the third baseman, has bounced out twice and has been safe on an error. There's the pitch, fouled straight back, and the count even at a ball and a strike. Sometimes, you know, a pitcher like this can come in and does not throw as hard, but because you've been facing a fastball pitcher, because his speed is different, it may take you a while to get onto his rhythm.
You're too over-anxious.
Runners at second and third, none out. 11-2 BC, and that one misses. 2-1 the count to Whalley Smith. Whalley, the third baseman, gets himself ready. The 2-1 pitch, fouled. Right on, in and out of the mitt. And we have a 2-2 count. 2-2 is the count on Whalley Smith. 11-2. One run in this inning so far. BC scored one in the first. There's a ball slapped into the hole at short. Boniferro will pick it up. He's got the runner trapped. The throw will come to the plate. They've got the runner strung out down the line. There's the throw. The play comes to the plate. There's nobody there. And the run scores. Spring-O-Matic scores. There's another run. And he's safe.
See that smart base running. Nobody coming in that home plate, just watching the ball float around the backstop, and then the runner comes in from third.
Well, Boniferro and the catcher played it right, but nobody backed up the catcher. He chased him down the line and then found when the runner got behind him, there was nobody there. So 2 more runs scored.
Pitcher should have been there.
So it is now 13-2, and what has been a disastrous afternoon for Windsor is not getting any better. So Windsor North now down 13-2 as BC scores 2 runs. And the runner, Whalley Smith, ends up at second base on a routine ground ball to shortstop. And still, nobody out. And Ian David is up. David has himself a couple of hits today. He looks at one that backs him off, ball one. So it is 13-2 in favor of British Columbia. We're in the top of the 5th inning. That one chopped into the hole. That's into left field. The runner will stay at third. The throw comes to the cutoff man going to second base. The ball thrown to second base. He's safe. Here comes the throw to the plate, and he's safe at home. So BC just running Windsor ragged here.
Just running around those bases.
A ground ball in the hole by David.
Number 15, Darrell Smith.
So that scores Whalley Smith. David ends up on second base, and we still have none out, and it's 14-2. Now Darrell Smith is the batter. Here's the pitch. That one cracked to third base. That one was by the third baseman into left field. Here comes another throw to the plate. They're going to hold the runner up. In comes the throw, and the runner goes to second. And so Darrell Smith has himself a base hit, takes second on the throw to the plate.
Number 19, the pitcher.
We have runners at second and third, and still no one out. And here's Dean Clark. 13-2 in favor of British Columbia. It's hard to keep track. It is 13-2.
It is no, it's 14. Isn't
14-2.
it? 14-2 now.
BC turning this one into a rout. That one is behind the catcher, throws off the mask, can't find it. Comes up with it. Lavoie covering the plate, and it's a ball one count to Smith. (14-2) as BC scored 6 times in the 4th inning. They started off home run, single, double, and they have scored another 6 runs here so far in the 5th. They scored 1 in the 1st inning, then they scored 3 in the 3rd. That gave them a 4-2 lead, and they scored 6 in the 4th inning, and they're on another tear here in the 5th. They're not letting up. There's a pitch fouled off by Clark. So Dean Clark, the way he looks, you'd have to say the way he's throwing the ball with a 12-run lead, he's pretty safe at this point.
Yeah, he's a pretty happy boy at this point of the game.
You know, BC was had to be concerned the way things started. The Cowell came out in the 1st inning, struck out the side, then pulled a muscle in his arm. Swing and a miss by Clark. And we have 2 strikes on him. 2 strikes and a pair of... We have 2 balls, 2 strikes on Dean Clark. Nobody out still here in the 5th inning. Runners on 2nd and 3rd, and we're coming to the top of the BC order. There's the 2-2 pitch. That one into the ground at short. Bonifero will go the long way to first. A run will score, but Clark is out of there. So ground out by Clark scores another run. And it is 15-2 with 1 out, and that will bring up Robbie Frenette, the second baseman. He doubled, is grounded out, and struck out. So he is 1 for 3. He doubled and scored a run to open the game in the 1st inning. So 15-2 is the score now, with 1 gone, and Frenette and Avery to follow here in the 5th inning. BC apparently on their way to Williamsport, Pennsylvania, and the Little League World Series. That one misses. Outside, ball 1 from Rob Lavoie in relief of Carlo Bonifero. Ball 1 the count to Robbie Frenette. There's the pitch, swing and a miss. Count now even at 1-1 on Frenette. Lavoie looks in and wheels, misses, strike 2. Lavoie not appearing to throw particularly hard, but on the plate.
He's got pretty good control. Now watch it throw one away.
Well, Frenette will park one out of here. BC, a very explosive ball club. Swing and a miss, and Frenette's gone. So we have 2 gone. And Mark Avery, the batter. He singled, walked, and singled. 2 for 2. He scored a pair of runs.
Number 21.
So while Avery was called upon to pitch briefly in the 2nd inning, he has let his bat do his talking this afternoon. He singled and drove in the first BC run. He walked in the 3rd and scored, and singled and scored in that 6-run BC 4th inning. 15-2, British Columbia in the lead, 2 gone. We're in the top of the 5th. The man on 3rd, that one misses, high and outside, ball 1. Bob Lavoie pressed into service in relief of Carlo Bonifero. Both these teams had 4-1 records coming into this ball game. That one is fouled straight back. And the count now 1-1. Toronto, a new baseball. Here you see some of the crowd enjoying this ball game this afternoon, or are they? Some of them rather dejected looks. That one misses low, ball 2 to Mark Avery. 2-1 the count. Runner on third. 2 gone. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Lavoie gets set, looks down for the sign, and here's the 2-1 pitch. That one hits straight down through the box. That could be trouble into outfield. And it is now 16-2 as Smith scores. As Fournette drives one in. Right up through the middle, or Avery rather, with a base hit. Here's Wark, who started this inning with a home run straight over the center field fence.
I would imagine they'll have him hitting away now. There's no need to sacrifice down.
He bounced out in the 1st inning, hit a single in the 3rd, fielder's choice in the 4th, and homered earlier in the inning. He takes a swing and a miss, and we have strike 1. He hit his home run off of Bonifero earlier in this inning. Bob Lavoie working in relief right now. 16-2 is the score. A runner on first, 2 out. We're in the top of the 5th inning. That one misses outside, and the count even at a ball and a strike. BC has a rather different approach to coin tosses, because like many teams will do, they will toss, see whose home game it would be. They won the toss and elected to be the visitor.
They've been doing that all week.
Uh-oh.
Foul ball.
Foul ball, but he hit that one a long way. He just a little too much in front of it. I'll tell you, he's putting on quite a show here. Wark and Springanati, Engevic, Whalley, Smith, Avery, Fournette. I'll tell you, right down through that batting order.
All the way along.
No freebies on this club. Oh, you teased him a little bit. I'll tell you, you wouldn't want to throw him that again down the middle. 2-2 is the count. Now there's a runner going down to second base.
See, lack of concentration.
You know, they get you 15-2 and they're still running on you.
That's right.
Here's the pitch. Ball outside. So we got a full count on Gord Wark, the center fielder. And you know he's going to be looking for something to swing at right here. Lavoie deals that one right down the middle, but a little low, and so Wark is on with a walk, and we have runners at first and second. And here comes Springanati.
Next, the left fielder, number 42, Dennis Springanati.
Springanati will come up. Let's see what he's done today. He's grounded out in the 1st inning, had a hit and scored a run in the 3rd, homered in the 4th, and singled earlier in this inning.
What a hitter.
So he's 3 for 4. So now we have another consultation with the Windsor pitcher. Can you imagine trying to tell him how to pitch him? Pitch him 4 on the outside. It's like one of those things like, well, don't give him anything good to hit.
That's right.
But get the ball over.
This boy's a good hitter all the way through. His father has really taught him the fundamentals.
So Dennis gets set. We have runners on first and second, still 2 out here in the top of the 5th inning. That one outside.
Would you believe that his father was here in 1968 when we last had the Canadian Championship in Windsor? And he coached the British Columbia team in Windsor at that time.
And Dennis was a young 1 or 2 year old at that point.
That's right.
He took a good cut at that one and fouled it straight back. And the count even. 1-1. Springo is his nickname. Either his nickname is Springo or they just do not have enough letters for his shirt.
That's right. I would say the letters on the shirt.
1-1 is the count. Here's the pitch, misses outside, and it's 2-1. You know, if you get by him, you're not getting to anything much better, because then you've got Engevic coming up, and He doubled earlier in the same inning.
Willie Smith.
Whalley Smith and Ian David, who smacked the ball well. So you're not turning into anything. Runners on first and second, 2 out. And here's the pitch. Bounced to first, into the hole. That's a base hit. So he has his 4th hit of the day. That'll score a run. The throw comes into the plate. And it is 16-2 as Mark Avery scores from second base on the single. Gord Work goes to third, and Spring-O-Matic ends up at second base, taking second on the throw to the plate. This box score right now, I'm not even going to try to read it anymore. 16-2 is 17. The score. 17. Excuse me. It's hard to keep track.
That's right. That one run just came in.
So here's Glenn Enjevek. He bounced out, sacrificed, struck out, and doubled. So he's 1 for 3 today. Runners on second and third, 2 out. Top of the 5th inning. That one is a strike. Windsor North would have to be almost in a shell-struck condition at this point. Grateful to get out of the inning.
That's right.
17-2 is the score. That one is pumped into right center, out there to make the catch, and the inning is over. And the score at the end of 4.5 innings of play: Whalley, British Columbia 17, Windsor North 2. Dean Clark has finished his warm-up tosses, and we're all set to begin play here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here comes the train. And
coming up to bat, Bobby Harris.
Windsor's going to go to its bench, and I think that's a nice gesture now to try to get everybody in the ball game. Bobby Harris will come in to pinch hit. He looks at a ball outside. Bobby gives a nervous glance back to plate umpire Clay Toronjo. Bobby has not had an at-bat in this tournament so far, so this is his first appearance. He looks at a ball outside from Dean Clark. So Bobby Harris up as a pinch hitter with a 2-0 count, takes a long look down the third base line. And Clark, a very confident young left-hander at this point, throws one. There's a base hit. Ball hit to the second base, and he'll beat it out. For Bobby Harris, I would have to think that would be a base hit.
I would say so.
The second baseman, I thought, did a good job just to get the glove on it. And so Bobby Harris comes up, his first tournament appearance, and slaps one to second base and gets a base hit. Here's Rob Bertolin now batting. Bertolin has struck out twice. So Windsor gets its lead runner on here in the bottom of the 5th. That one is popped to shortstop. And we have one away.
Yeah, they give Harris a hit on that one.
They gave Harris a hit. I think that was a good call. He deserved it. And so Bertolin flies out to the shortstop, and we have one gone. That brings up Bonifaro. Bonifaro has singled, safe on an error, and was stranded at third base. That one high from Clark, ball 1. You have to know right now that Clark is just going to try to throw the ball to the plate. He's not really going to be too concerned with a 15-run lead. Swing and a miss by Bonifaro. He took a good cut. And Clark put the strike on the board. It's 1-1. Windsor at one point led 2-1, coming up with a couple of runs in the second inning, but it's been all BC since. That one slapped to the second. That could be trouble. To short. The throw goes to second. He never touched the bag.
Never touched the bag.
He did not touch the bag. It was a routine double play ball hit to the shortstop. The throw went into second, and Bobby was there. Bobby Harris.
Preparing to bat number 14, Rob Lavoie.
So Bobby Harris goes to second base. And goes to second on the play, and Bonifaro is safe on the error. And we have runners at first and second, one out. And here's Lavoie. Lavoie has scored a run and had a sacrifice. That one bounced to third, right by the third baseman. That one's going all the way to the fence. That could score one run at least. Bonifaro will hold up at third. The throw comes into third. And Lavoie has himself a double. Third baseman thought he had it, tried to make the pick, and it went right by him down the line. It was a hot shot. I would have to think that would be also scored a base hit.
I would say you didn't get a glove on it at all.
So that scores a run, and it is 17-3. As Sandro Tesselman comes up, he's struck out and has a base hit. That one bounced down the line to third. That's a fair ball. The look back to first, and the runner is out. Now the manager's over to talk to the scorer.
It's a pinch hitter. I think it's Robinson, number 2.
So Windsor going to its bench here, conceding, I would have to think, with 2 out. There's a swing and a miss on a large breaking ball. Darren Drosky is up. His first appearance in the tournament. He slams one to third base. Willie Smith picks it up, a long throw to first, and he's tagged out. They tagged him out, and that takes care of Windsor. They score 1 run, they get a couple of hits, and they leave a couple of runners. And the score at the end of 5 complete innings of play, it is BC 17 and Windsor North 3.
Whalley scored once again in the 6th inning to make the final score 18-3. For Dave Quinn and Don Sharon, I'm Sarah Coyle.